Hey everyone, it's Frankie with Frankie for Life. I'm back with another tech tip. Did you know that you have a computer within a computer? What am I talking about? Well, it's virtualization. You have the ability to open another computer right inside your computer. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I click on search or the start button and I type Windows Sandbox, if it's installed on your computer, you'll see it, and when you choose that, it will open up a virtualized Windows computer, just like what I've got here. So here I have a Windows 11 computer opened up inside my Windows 11 computer. Now, the reason it's called a Windows Sandbox is because, like a sandbox is designed to keep all the sand inside the box, which we know it doesn't really, right? But when it comes to a computer, this Windows Sandbox will let you do things within this operating system that will not affect your normal Windows installation. What does that mean for you? Well, you could go to this Windows Sandbox and you could go to a website that somebody sent you that you're just not too sure about. Maybe it's a fraudulent website, or you don't know if it's real, or maybe it's a bad website, but you need to go to it for whatever reason. Well, you can open it up in this Windows Sandbox and it's not going to do something to your computer and break it. You can also install programs. Maybe there's a program you've been thinking about testing. You could install it here and see how it works, and if you really like it, then you can install it on your computer. And keep your computer nice and clean without a bunch of installs of things that you no longer use, or use one time and decide you don't use it and then you don't know how to install it or whatever. So that's why you would use a Windows Sandbox. Now, when you close out of your Windows Sandbox, now I want to show you that you can just use it like a normal computer. So I can open up a web browser and I can go to a website. Works just like a normal computer would work. You can open up folders, you can browse the computer, and you can see it's got a temporary hard drive here. This is a 40 gig hard drive. I've got much bigger drives, so I know I'm looking at a specifically different drive, a sandbox, so to speak, that's different than mine. It's virtualized, basically. And so this is how we know it's going to protect your normal operating system. Now, when you close out of it, you get a message that says, are you sure that you want to close the Windows Sandbox? Once Windows Sandbox is closed, all its content will be discarded and permanently lost. So you see, it's really just a tool to use to test with. And once it's closed, whatever was done inside this Windows is gone. No one can get it back. It's disappeared. Anything you were looking at or doing is gone. And so I'll show you how to install that. What you'll do is you'll click on Start or click in the search box and you'll type Features. You'll notice a little option here that says Turn Windows Features on or off. Click on that and then scroll down to Windows Sandbox. Here you see I've got a checkbox because I installed it on my computer. I use it all the time to test things that people send me that they're not too sure about. So turn that on. Now, if it's grayed out, that means one of two things. Either your system is way too old and doesn't have the ability to do virtualization, or your BIOS or your CMOS that holds all your settings, it's not turned on. It'll even tell you that when you click on it. If it's gray, when you highlight it, it'll tell you that you need to go into your BIOS or CMOS and you need to turn virtualization on. And so you'll need to make sure you do that before you'll be able to put a check mark in here and install it. But I think it's a wonderful tool that everyone should utilize, especially if you're used to going to a lot of websites you're not sure of, or if you're used to installing and uninstalling programs and things. It's just a real nice way to test things. And so I hope you enjoyed this tech tip, and we'll be back with another one shortly.